Okay, so cool. So the first time I think that I saw a male penis was when I was 7 years old, and it was obviously not with my consent. It was someone who was very close to the family. Um, to be precise, my grandfather's friend of his age, and I used to play with his granddaughters. And this one time, I mean, there was a lot of times when he would touch me inappropriately and stuff like that. But obviously, I was too young to understand. And my parents have been working since I was born, so I had a lot of household responsibilities on my head from a very young age. So I never thought of it, as something that I need to go and tell my parents. A, I did not want them to worry. B, they already had a lot going on. Considering the fact that they had to run away from their house and get married, so they had to start from scratch, and I just did not feel like it was appropriate for me to be a burden on them or tell them that something like this is happening. Things got out of hand over the period of time when okay, all of this I remember, but I never acted upon it. To be precise, I never knew that I was supposed to act upon it. I was 7 years old. This one time I went to his house. I wanted to play with the kids, obviously, and he told me that yes, the kids are inside. But then when I entered the house, there was nobody, just him. He took me to his room. He pushed me on the bed, started to undress and touch me inappropriately. Uh, it was a it was a lucky situation that his wife came home early from the market, so he stopped, and then I was pretty much thrown out of the house because he got scared, and he just told his wife that she was here to play with the grandchild rather than just chilling here, so don't worry. And then okay, now that I sit and think of it, I should have done something, yes. But could I do something? No. His son himself is a police officer, so even now when I think of taking a charge of it, a word of mouth does not last in court. I was 7 years old. They can easily say hysterical memory issues for me, because beyond that, I have struggled with a lot of mental health issues, which started from there, let's say. So, yeah, so they can put in anything in the court, and I don't want to go through that mess, to be precise. I did not take ahead, I did not go with it, basically. Later on, I think I was 8 or 9. One of the main reasons why I don't believe in God is because I was touched inappropriately in a gurdwara. When I shouted, I was thrown down from the staircase, and it did hurt me and affect me to the core that I started to be more and more to myself rather than being around my parents or talking to anyone. Um, After that, I think all of this all of these are realizations, to be precise. These are not something that a child who is 7 or 9 or 8 can understand and evaluate in their own head. So
Mm,
all of these are realizations when I got to know personally what an inappropriate touch is,
mm,
what are the activities that go around, how there are a lot of people who have been through the same,
mm,
and how normalizing this is basically cancer in the society. That is when I realized that okay, if this is what it is like, then I've been through it and it is not correct. Jumping to my college years, still struggling with mental health issues. Self harm was at peak. I had been self harming for over 5 years. Like basically my arm looks like a railroad, but yeah. So that's how it is. I was self harming. I found this one person who I thought I was in love with, who I thought that was in love with me too. Turns out it was a very, very abusive relationship in orders to both mental and physical. Now, here's the deal with me that I do not stay quiet if something is wrong in front of me, and that is something that that has been there from a really young age. Majority of it is probably because that's how I was raised. Even though I knew that certain things were wrong, if they were only related to me, it was very hard for me to be vulnerable and out in the public about it. So, me and my girlfriend, to the world, it was a very happy couple goal sort of a relationship. let's say. Then over the period of time, it got toxic to an extent where she thought that in order to sort any sort of argument, we need to have sex, regardless of the concept of consent from my end. This happened thrice. Without my consent, so basically, I got raped thrice by the person who I was in love with. The only reason why I'm able to say the word rape is because after that, after the breakup, I was in therapy for 2 years. I was on medication. My panic attacks increased, my depression got triggered really bad, and everything that has happened to me since childhood came back to me. I'm not even going to consider the um, eavesdropping or eavestalking or the amount of people that have come across and touched me appropriately in public spectrums, because I think that is something that everybody goes through, every woman goes through. It is normalized to the core of the system, which is wrong. But yeah, I'm not including that. Otherwise, the list can go on and on. Coming back to the main story about the girlfriend, um, when it when we got done with the relationship, when it got over, a lot of people were there to give me free ka gyan, considering the fact that if you are in a relationship, then how can it be rape? Or if you are in a relationship, then consent ki kya zarurat hai? Or if you are in a girl and girl relationship, anyway you are against nature, तो ये तो होना ही था. All of these speculations did nothing to her, but it did ruin me as a person. It did break me as a person. It got to a point where suicidal tendencies and self-harm tendencies were not just tendencies. My parents had to take out the doorknob from my room. They had to remove the locks, as suggested by the therapist. My suicidal tendencies were at a real high till a point where nobody knew what I would do, basically. And all of this just because of a few incidents. And honestly, it's not the incident that hurt that much, it's what happens after it,
Mm.
how people consider it to be literally nothing, or how people consider it to be your fault, or how people think that it is appropriate to talk to a rape victim and tell them that, dude, it's fine, no, that's all in the past. I mean,
Mm.
okay, it's all in the past, but it did affect me and it's still affecting me. Like, I've been through therapy. I still have therapy sessions once in a while. I got off the medications, and it, like, right now as I'm talking about it, it still affects me. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it does not stop affecting. So when you say that, somebody got raped or somebody got molested or somebody got harassed, and you think that providing them with just uh, a few consoling words can help, or asking them to forget as it is in the past, it is not. They carry that burden on their shoulder for the rest of their lives. Um, Going further, obviously, I wanted to do something about it, but then again, I could not. There are no specific laws that would protect me in a situation like this. I mean, considering the fact that in a country where marital rape is not considered to be rape, I understand why and how a same sex couple issues will never be considered. I'm hoping that it will be sooner or later, but then I understand that when it happened, why I could not go ahead with it. It got to a point where the entire circle was aware of what had happened, and 90% of that circle, that same circle, was actually taking her side, telling her that she did not do something wrong because shit like this happens in a relationship. So that clearly indicates how wrong the world thinks, or how wrong the entire notion of being with someone is to people. Love is not about having your own stand in the relationship. It is not about just that. It's about respect, mutual respect that you need to have for one another. Okay, so if you ask me how I came out of it, I haven't, not completely. I don't think I can. I don't think anybody can. And the reason behind that is that nobody lets you forget. The best that you can do in order to feel like yourself again is take the required help, go for therapy. It took me approximately, after I started my therapy, it took me an approximate of 5 to 6 months in order to come in terms with the fact that what had happened to me. So that is the amount of time it takes in order to just accept and be able to utter the word rape out of your mouth when it has happened with you. So yeah, it is a never-ending fight, true, but is it a fight in which we need to lose hope? Not at all. Is it a fight where we need to stop looking at the survivors and learning from them? No, you need to do that. You need to look at the survivors. You need to learn a lot from them. The reason being, if somebody comes up to you and tells you that I'm completely out of that, and then the next thing you know that they are drunk and they're still crying over something that happened 20 years ago, that is because getting over things like these is not easy. It takes a lifetime of commitment. It takes a lot of help from external people. And if you think that you can survive through this by yourself, commendable, yes. Foolish, 100%. Take help. Make sure that you take help. No matter what it is, if you think that the world is going to judge you, it is going to judge you either way. You do something about it or you don't, people are still going to come after you, asking you horrendous questions as to why you didn't do anything back then. You were not that young. 7 years is not that young. You were already in second or third grade or fourth grade. Doesn't matter. No, it matters. A 7 year old or an 18-year old or me when I was a fucking 21-year-old, it does not change the fact that these events are traumatic and you eventually will come to a point where you need help. So take help. Ask for it. If not available, then we are here for you. Don't worry. That's all I can say.